Hey, lovies, you're welcome to the panel chat. So, today we're going to be talking about Love Marriage Huntsville, season 6, episode 29. Okay, so Gigi, what do you think about the episode? I feel like I'm sure you have a lot of thoughts, but I'm very curious. What did you think of the episode?
Yeah, overall, I'm still feeling like Tisha and Marcel are really trying to push a fake storyline just to kind of, I guess, seem relatable or make people feel like they actually, have something to talk about or worth, talking about on the show. Um, but overall, I like this episode because it actually touched on quite a few points. It touched on the whole Kiki situation and touched on, Mel and Martell. There was a lot of truths and, secrets that came out if you really was paying attention. And then also you got to see like you seen Kimmi in a different light, but then also again, like she's still I don't like her no more. I'm sorry. I just don't. Because it just
Yeah.
makes no sense how you are this strong person and you are settling for what you're settling by a man who doesn't even respect you. Like, I don't understand the Scots, period. But I liked the episode though. I was pissed off at some of it, but I liked it.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really like the episode, I'll be completely honest. I think I felt like there was a lot of flashbacks. Don't get me wrong, I like flashbacks, but I felt like half of the episode was like flashbacks, and then the
Yeah.
other half was talking about things we already heard. And I think part of why I hated this episode was like I just felt like they were beating the whole pregnancy scare thing, and it was such an issue the whole episode. And I'm just like, can we talk about something else? We already don't really believe this, we already think it's a storyline, but then to have the whole episode pretty much be about that. Now I understand and I get that like different things happened in between, but I kind of felt like a huge part of it was very, very like pregnancy focused, and I really did not like that. So I don't know, if you had to like rate it, what would you rate it, Gigi?
Okay, now Radiant, listen, it's still going to be in the lowers. It was just so, and the only reason why I kind of liked it is because okay, or something. This is the fake
Is
story. It's
Oh, is it
crazy
your
to
internet?
see how so doesn't
You're cutting out, Gigi. I don't know. Guys, can you let
hear
me know in
me.
the comment section, or in the live chat rather, if you guys can hear Gigi, because I can't. Yeah, Gigi, I can't hear
Can you
you.
hear me now?
Yes, now I can. Now I can.
Okay. What I was saying is with the whole Marceau and
Oh, it's cut out again. Can anyone
just a
hear
second.
Gigi? I
Is it
wonder.
still cutting
Try.
out?
Okay, now I can hear you, Gigi. I don't know. I think it starts
Okay.
off and then it cuts out a little bit.
If it cuts out again, I'll just go out and come back in. But
Okay.
I'm gonna rate it I'll say 4.
Okay.
And like with Marceau and Tisha, the trust issue. That's what's so crazy to me because we've seen Tisha ride for Marceau with everything, all the allegations, all the rumors. But this comes up and you see he has no trust whatsoever in Tisha. None.
Yep. Yep. 100%. And I think I would probably give it a 4 as well. Because I just feel like it was so much of like I feel like yes, it was good to see certain parts of it, which we'll talk about in a sec. But like for instance, Melody stepping in when it seemed like everyone was sort of co-signing what Merceau was saying, and against Tisha at the dinner. But I just think that as a whole, I would rate it a 4. So I'm not going to give it anything better than the 4 out of 10. But if you guys are watching today, let us know in the live chat what you would rate this episode. Myself and Gigi rate it a 4. Let us know what you rate it, and also give us, yeah, let us know why you're giving it whatever rating you do decide to give it. So now, as usual, I'm going to show the pictures, and then we are going to talk about it, each one as we go along. Okay, the first thing, Stormi and the family came late to the dinner and to the party. What do you think about this?
Listen, Stormy coming. She are like, listen, I don't really, dig Stormy, but her coming in, they had the baby. Courtney was not there for it. Okay. I feel like Courtney was ready for a showdown if it went down. And the fact that they was like, no, we are not staying in this house with all of y'all. We're going to go to our own place, but we'll just be back for the festivities. I was here for it because I was like, there's some things like I just can't be in the same space as people that I really don't like or people that I know are going to put me in a bad space. So I'm feeling the fact that she was like, no, we're not staying here. We'll show up, but we're not going to be here.
Yeah, I'm like that. Like when it comes to like staying in the same house overnight with people that I don't like or don't like me. No, 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 no. My house, my space, wherever I lay my head is my sanctuary for that moment. I don't want to be around someone who does not want to be around me. And so, if anything, I'll be honest, I felt their energy as a unit. They were more like they didn't really want to come. It just felt like we're obligated to do this, so we have to show up. That's the energy
Right.
from the screen. And let's be honest, if it was really about picking up the babysitter, why couldn't the babysitter get a cab? It's not like the babysitter has the baby. The
Right.
babysitter,
And it's like you guys missed your connecting flight. The babysitter missed her flight. Like it just seemed like y'all really did not want to be there. You said you didn't want to be there. Honestly, I'm not going to waste my time and show up to a place I really don't want to be. But, I understand filming. You got to make sure that you're at least in the scene, especially if you want to stay relevant. But yeah, it's like y'all got there just to show your face, say that you was there, and then y'all left because there was like I didn't even see them eat dinner. They didn't feed the baby. Like they probably already ate and did all of that stuff before getting there because they really was not trying to be involved. That's what it seemed like.
yeah. Honestly, I thought they didn't eat dinner either. But then I saw when I was taking a screenshot for this video, I actually saw not Stormy's husband Courtney sitting down and he had a plate in front of him. So I think they stayed, ate dinner, and then left. But then I just think that there probably wasn't like a lot of input from them, and so that's why we probably didn't see them very much in the edits. Um, and then they left. But to be honest, I feel like they could have stayed home because we've barely seen them this episode. If I'm being completely honest. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting because if I don't know if it starts hitting the point where you're missing flights, all that kind of stuff, you don't want to be there. Like when I show up really late to somewhere, I I do not want to be there. I have to drag myself out. That's usually what that is.
Right. Like the signs. You're just like, yeah. You get up late, you really don't want to get dressed, you really don't like you start finding reasons why not to go to a place instead of, trying to pep yourself up to go. You're just like, no. And then stuff like that happens. Now, what I found funny was the fact that when they was leaving, the joke that they were saying about Marsau watching Chase.
Oh gosh.
I was like, why would y'all even do that knowing that they do not like each other?
I know. I feel like they wanted to start something. I think it's one of those things with like reality TV when we're here for a reason. Let's set it off.
Right, let's stir it up. But honestly, like on some real talk, like I don't see Marsau watching any kids, including his own. Like I don't even see him like really being around like that. You know what I'm saying? With his own.
100%.
So
And let's be honest, he's been honest about that. He's told us that he does not, in quotation marks, babysit. So
right.
like, if you're first of all, if you as a parent refer to stuff as babysits, then okay.
Right, your own kids, like no, that's Tisha's job. Tisha does this. It's like, okay, well, damn, what do you do? Find new scams for y'all? Like, I don't understand. Like, if he is the mastermind behind the scams and she just goes along with it, like, what is it? Because if you're not going to be there as a father or a husband, and we're going to say husband too, because in this episode, did you see how he basically took up for Mel again, but he will not do that for Tisha? Why is it that you have so much appreciation, so much, you have so many feelings and, empathy for Mel, but you don't have that for your own wife?
Nope.
That, to me, it screams, I don't know, business relationship. Because he also did say a long time ago that he was forced to marry her. And I feel like that's a regret that he has, so he shows it any chance he gets.
Yeah, because from day one, we've always said, like, he doesn't come across as someone who wants to be married to his wife. It's almost like, I have to be here because I have to be seen to be a family man. And also, let's be honest, the marriage benefits him more than it benefits Tisha. Because think about it, right? He gets to do whatever he wants, travel all around the world like a single man without her, and without her making any sort of issues about that, right? Gets to travel the world, imagine all of that, and then come back home, have a home cooked meal, someone who looks after the children. You still get to have children. Do you know what I mean? So he's enjoying because he doesn't have to do anything to have all of the things that he has.
Right. He gets to live life while she stays existing. That's all it is. She's just a part of existence to him. Like, it's not even really like, he takes in account her. And that's why, even in this episode, that's why I said, I feel like this episode showed a lot with them. And it shows just how much he does not really trust Tisha and how much he doesn't feel for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, there really is no connect when it comes to them. So this episode kind of brought that out because, like you said, the whole episode was about, the whole pregnancy. I'm not even going to say pregnancy scare, fake pregnancy scandal. So it was about that the whole time in the whole episode, but yet, and still, like, Marsau never connected with her. There was never I understand where you're coming from, but, it's different. You can still say, I understand where you're coming from, but, and explain yourself. But there was just none. It was just completely, no, I would leave you. And, she's like, oh, I'd leave you. And he's like, oh, I'd leave you first. And it's like, wait a minute. Y'all can't even talk about it. Because it is possible, even though you did get a vasectomy, it is possible that it didn't work. Yeah, now I know it's been a few years and it's kind of like, no, you have less chance the longer you go. But that doesn't mean that it completely couldn't happen.
And the truth of the matter is, when you go to the doctors for any sort of procedures, they tell you, okay, this is what this is. There's a possibility of whatever it has, 99. If it's 99.9, they'll tell you it's 99.9. If it's 87% chance of effectiveness or whatever, they will tell you these things, right? They are obliged to tell you these things. So yes, you might not feel like you're the 1%, but there's a potential that you may be that 1%. It is a possibility. That's why they're not saying it's 100%. If it was really such a slam dunk and 100% effective, then they will be saying it's 100% effective.
Right.
And, yeah, I just think.
But yeah, but when it comes to this scene itself, I don't feel like it's really a lot to talk about, like with the whole Stormi thing, because she wasn't there much. They was there, they left, like I really didn't see too much interaction, even with them sitting down at the table right here. Like, it wasn't too much of them being involved with the conversation.
100%. I didn't even notice they were there. So I was like, as I said, I rewatched it and I was taking a screenshot for today. And then that's when I noticed in the screenshot, when I was putting the slides together, I was like, wait, Courtney is in the scene? Which means Stormi is also in the scene? Seriously, I couldn't believe it. And I'm just like, he has a plate in front of him, so which means they were there when this whole conversation was going on. So I'm just like, so where is the input? Excuse me. Like a lot of people are saying like Stormi is gonna come on and be the next Mel and whatnot, but I don't think she's been bringing it, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's definitely a stretch because she definitely cannot be male. Like, and it's so crazy that everybody like they're trying to be male. Why can't y'all just be yourselves?
Be yourselves, and hopefully someone would like you. I'm sure the thing about it is people like authenticity. So even if people do not like you or your personality, if they feel like you are authentic, you're transparent, most people will gravitate towards you. It's almost like they'll love to hate you, but they're like, at least she's honest, at least she's transparent, at least she's this. But with the way you've been moving, no one can really trust you because you move a little bit fake. So, and you're not really pulling your weight. But anyway, so talking about the scene, do you remember that Maurice basically said that he got caught up making a joke about how much he needs sex? I'm like, you're still missing the point. You are still missing the
And it
point.
wasn't a joke. Like you said it, you doubled down, and then you doubled down even more. Like okay. Not only have you made it an issue about sex for how many seasons now? Like it'd be different if it was like one episode, two episodes. You might have said something. Oh, we caught the Carlos King, interview. You said something. Crazy. No, you have been saying this for seasons. You have been saying this every chance you get, and you continue to tell her that it's in her mind. You have not said that it's in her mind just once. You've said it multiple times. So, where's the joke, and when did it become a joke?
I'm like, it's only a joke to you. Your wife is there talking about not feeling protected, but it's a joke to you. And I'm just like, and what was interesting was that in that moment, Kimmi said that it took what she hated most was the fact that it took him too long to figure out that what he said was wrong. I'm like, that's your issue? The fact that it took him too long, not the fact that he even said it to begin with? And this is what I
Or
say.
not the fact that he's continued to say it. And this is a conversation that y'all talked to Dr. Francis about this on the
Yeah.
last retreat. That's what I'm saying. This has been seasons. This isn't just, one time it's being said. No, you continue to say the same thing and talk about sex. Sex has been your storyline. Like that's Maurice's storyline is sex. Because when it comes to being a lawyer and it comes to credit one, we don't hear about them. We hear about him needing sex or Kiowa. Like that's what it has been. It was the issue with Munster, issue with Kiowa, and sex. What about credit one? What about you being a lawyer? Like, tell us about that. Tell us about how you got to where you are.
How did
Don't
you
just,
pass your exam? How did you move on? How did you start off with your first case? Like those sorts of things are things that should have been covered. Because
yeah, you had so many opportunities to cover it, but sorry, you just talk about Kimmi and like Kimmy's not having sex or she's just suffering. When he said the words, she suffers through it, and the face that he had when he said that lets me know that this wasn't the first time. And you can acknowledge, for you to be able to acknowledge that she doesn't want to do it and she's suffering through it, that says a lot about you. Where's your care? And then you say that you feel like that's her sticking by you while you're sticking by her. How dare you?
Did you notice that when that part was edited, Carlos's face wasn't even there until after he said, literally, as soon as he said that, they cut out Carlos's face and then brought it back to Carlos's face at the end. I feel like he was like, what the heck? Like, I feel like
Right.
it. Like, how silly can you be to say that out of your mouth? And he was so comfortable. He really looked like he meant what he said, and he said what he meant.
Right. And right, AA. I'm glad Mel brought up the fact that that's how he feels deep down. Because for her to say that, like you said, it was a joke. No, Mel called you out. Just like Kimmi should actually, you know what I'm saying, stand on it as well. Like, hey, Kimmi, girl, do you understand that this is your life? This
Mhm.
man is talking about you, and you can acknowledge and say that you don't feel protected. So why is it that you're still allowing this to happen in your marriage?
And you
These
continue to defend him.
these
Instead,
Scots are these Scots. I don't know what it is. When these women marry these Scots, they turn into I, I don't know.
shadows of themselves. I
Exactly.
is crazy. I'm just gonna read quickly what AA is saying. Everything seems to be about sex with them, at least from what we are seeing in the last couple of seasons. 100%. 100% from what we've seen in the last couple of seasons, it's been all about sex. Remind me, the season where Dr. Francis was talking to them about sex, was this prior to her having cancer? I
Yes,
believe so.
actually, I believe it was.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
um, so that's been an issue even before that, right? But it's like you guys continue to drag out this storyline. We're tired.
Or
No.
even think about it from the very first season when it came to Kimmi and Maurice, before they even got engaged, remember she was talking about the different wigs that she wears, so she's a different person for him in the bedroom, and how much they have sex, and she has all these different costumes that they wear. They was bring remember try to even get Tisha to get some sex toys and different stuff for the bedroom. Sex has been their story. That's been their storyline the whole time. And Maurice, like Kimmi, what is in her 50s? I
Mm-hmm.
understand, like with her getting sick, her libido definitely has dropped, but also she's older.
Yeah,
Has she went through menopause yet?
I
Could
haven't.
she be going through that? Like, there's so many different, factors that could be happening, and all he can think about is just the sex part. Well, you got to understand the woman that you married. You married an older woman whose body is going to do different things as she gets older.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you as a man, your body's going to do different things as you get older as well. But like he's not factoring in that. He's still on that I'm a man, I need sex all the time. 5 times a day is excessive. Who has time for that? And you have a job. You're a lawyer. How do you have time to want sex 5 or 3 to 5 times a day?
Yeah, I honestly, I think he needs to look into it. Like something, in my opinion, I don't understand that. Like 4 or 5
Sex rehab.
con
He is a nympho.
yeah. And the thing is, I can't imagine those sessions are like pleasurable because like at some point it gets to a point where you're just like, oh, just hurry up. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I don't understand. Like,
Right. Or you just dread it. It just be instead of it being something pleasurable, it becomes another job, and you're just like, "Ugh, I don't. Okay, fine. Just." Ugh. And then that's when guys talk about that. I don't want that lazy side booty. Well, this is what you're gonna get when I don't want it.
if it's 5 days a week, sorry, like, or 5 days, 5 times a day, what do you think you're gonna get? I'll be tired. Oh my
Right.
goodness.
Stretch that out. 5 times a week is fine. That listen here. Once a day, twice
Mm,
a day possibly. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
once a day minimum, you are good. You are listen here. You are
Yeah.
lucky. But three to
Yes.
five times a day? No, we have shit to do.
Yeah.
No,
Mm-mm.
there's no way. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's clearly not busy enough. I will say that. But yeah, I'm glad Mel brought up that maybe that's how he feels deep down. I completely agree. I really think that's how he feels deep down. And he's just apologizing because it caused so much uproar. Like, if it didn't, trust me, there would be no apology. And even, was it really an apology? Let's be honest. Was it really an apology? But
Not
because
at
tech
all.
on Fox, so, excuse me, and he still didn't apologize. unless I'm wrong in my memory.
No, listen, that was not an apology. That's what you call he was just trying to skate by. He was just trying to like spread it to where it kind of like spread thin a little bit and like, no, let me just wipe over it. That's not, I was just joking. No, you wasn't. Like I said, it'd be a joke if you said it once, but this has been your MO the whole season. The whole series of the season, like all of Love and Marriage Huntsville, the whole lifespan of it, that's all you've talked about. That's all you want. This is how would we even know about the sex parties that you was having before if sex wasn't on your mind and that's all
Allegedly.
you cared about? Allegedly. Like,
Hmm.
you know, so it's like if you take that away, what else do you have? Because he even made sickening comments about her hair and how she doesn't have hair, but she wants to let it blow in the wind when he got her that Jeep. Like the comments just keep getting sicker. Like
I remember that, and I was like, "That's disgusting. Who would say that about their own wife?" And
their own wife that just beat cancer.
mm, mm,
How dare you? And then, like, I just can't get over the fact that he honestly said she turns over and suffers through it. And I feel that that is her way of sticking by me while I stick by her.
her. I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
"What? That is." It's like, ooh, I'm sorry, that person will never be able to touch me again after that. I'm just saying. If someone said that, like, I would feel so disgusted. I don't even know how she's still being sexually active with him. I would be so disgusted.
And
Like,
then think it wasn't like that was said in a small group, a small, tight knit group where he was just expressing some feelings. No, you said this on a platform that has thousands of followers.
mm-hmm.
So a lot of people have seen this.
Yep.
Like Carlos might even have 1 million followers, and that's including because I'm sure he didn't just stream it to YouTube. This is Instagram and everything else. Like there's millions of people who are watching this and have heard you say this about this woman, and then the people who watch the show they hear the same thing. But that's how you know him and Marsau are definitely brothers, and I'm seeing where Marsau gets the shit. Sorry,
Mm,
pardon my French, but I'm seeing where Marsau's getting it because Maurice is the older brother, and this is how you act, and this is what you say about your wife.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Okay, let's talk about this. Mm-mm. Okay,
Why
Mr.
did he really try to put that ring on and put it up to his like? He wanted everybody to see he got this ring on, just so they say,
Mm-hmm.
"Martell, why you got that ring on?" Oh, as Mel calling little buddy.
Yeah. I'm just like, I can't with him, and I'm shocked that people don't think what he's doing is sick. Like, okay, you've tried to put out revenge P against this woman, you constantly harass her. Every time you're constantly harassing her, in my opinion. And then you come to the trip that you know she's going to be at wearing the ring. Do you think she's going to take your ass back? Like, what do you think this is?
And then to say wishful thinking. Oh my, come on.
Yet
No.
you still brought okay, I don't want to be rude to the girl because I don't know her. But
Exactly. That's the whole thing. Like, okay, so you put the ring on, you act or pretend like you want something more. You're hoping for the relationship to come back with your ex-wife, but then in the same night you bring in an unknown.
mm-hmm. Did you
Make that make sense because that right there is exactly why your marriage ended
a hundred
because you don't know how to just be a man and be single or
yep.
even be in a relationship because you gotta always that you know what there's too many diseases to just be out here sleeping around. That's so nasty. That's just nasty.
And the thing is, I'm curious, did he remove that ring when on the unknown was coming? Or did
Right.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
you know he removed that ring. He removed it.
mhm. But yeah, nah, yeah.
Knowing
This,
his nasty self, he put it on the other hand and act like it was a gift, or act like he just bought it himself. Like he's just delusional
unhinged.
and out of control.
Mm-mm. Honestly, I totally agree. Also, I was like, look at his eyes. Like it looks like he was punched in the eye. Can you see that like dark
Well,
little mark?
yeah, this was after he had that surgery.
Uh-huh.
Remember,
Okay.
he had the eye surgery where they cut the fat off his eye and all that when he had the glasses on. So yeah, this is after that. So this is why his face is probably looking like that. Look, his eyes even look squintier. Like they're not. Yeah, this is after that surgery.
Yeah, he might need a refund for that surgery. Like, he might need a refund because, yeah, this ain't doing it.
No, sir, you went to the wrong place.
Yeah.
You should have went to where Sheree went to.
He really should have because this ain't it.
No.
Okay, let's talk about these people and their pregnancy scandal or whatever we want to call it. Okay, so yeah, you can go. What do you think?
Okay, so Tisha and Kimmi, like I said, I don't know what the hell's going on with them. Soon as it's something about them Scotts, whatever. But the scandal, why? Like y'all could have gave us anything else, girl. So are you trying, because basically you're putting it in our minds that either you did cheat, because hell, we're thinking the same thing. Like, yo, he got a vasectomy. And you talking about you just went to this trip to Vegas and after you got back, it's so suspicious how you went to this trip in Vegas. After you get back, oh, you feel sick. You had to take a pregnancy test. Okay.
I feel
It's
like they're
very convenient.
yes, I feel like they're almost trying to set it up like, well, Marsau is the one that's been getting all these cheating rumors. Let's switch it up and let's give them a different storyline. I think that's what it's given. Because like, let's be honest, no one really believes that Tisha cheated on Marsau. Like, no one really believes that.
Yeah,
And
not at all. Like, really? Okay, so y'all gonna say Tisha's cheating? Really? Y'all were better off giving Maurice and Kimmi that storyline. Not even the
exactly,
storyline of the pregnancy, but a cheating scandal. Like, come on. Like, y'all
exactly.
gotta do better with production because that's definitely not it either.
Yep.
But you see how they set it up though, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
very convenient.
Oh, he went to Africa. I went where I went to. Okay, then suddenly you came up sick. We know exactly what you lot are trying to do. You're trying to cast doubt on the minds of the audience to stop looking at Marsau as the problematic one and sort of be like, maybe their marriage isn't, maybe they're both cheating, maybe. No one really believes that Tisha is cheating at this stage. Will she cheat in the future? Maybe if you continue to treat her the way you're treating her. And after she sees what Martell said in her confessionals, maybe she will. I mean, his confessionals, maybe she will.
Right.
But for now, she ain't cheating. How about that?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, they're giving us this storyline, but yet I feel like they're really trying to push this whole, not even just the cheating narrative, but oh my God, Marsau doesn't trust Tisha, and look all this stuff that's come out about him, and he just doesn't trust her. So now this is going to be another storyline for him. This is going to be some friction in their marriage because he doesn't trust her, and she don't like that he don't trust her. So here we go. We got another storyline. Like, oh my God, there's trouble in their marriage now. Now there's real trouble in their marriage. Like now, oh my gosh, it's not other people, it's actually y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to set them up for them to be relevant, but it's like, yo, you're come on.
And the truth is, they're better off just showing us their real lives because the thing is, if they showed us, like, okay, what's going on with the alleged lawsuits, what's going on with some of the things they've been saying they're working on for the longest time, and like followed through with that and let us see the continuation of those things, I feel like that's much better than what they're trying to give us right now. I'm not here for all of this. Like, this is why I hated the episode, because I just thought they were forcing this whole pregnancy thing down our throats. And it just kept going on and on and on. Okay, so he had a vasectomy. Let's be honest. Even if my husband had a vasectomy, if I'm feeling symptoms of pregnancy, I will take a test. Even if I'm not sexually active and I am feeling symptoms of pregnancy and it's really bad, I will take a pregnancy test. You have to rule things out.
Yeah, like I mean, if it gets too bad, first off, before I just go there, I'm gonna check some things off the box because I gotta think rationally. Now, if it gets to a point to where it's like, wait a second, something's just not adding up, then yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it. But it's just like I said, it's just a setup because all of this is happening after you take this trip to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is happening, while you went to Vegas, Marsau's in Colombia, the brothel capital, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
even when she was sitting there having the whole conversation with Stormi, you're having this conversation, you blow this off. Now that's a real conversation. You blow off the conversation of you plagiarizing Stormi's whole shipping label.
Mm-hmm.
You blow that off, but then yet the whole storyline is, oh, Marsau's in Colombia, you went to Vegas, and you know what I'm saying? Girls trip, this, that, and a third. Now, next episode, you're taking a pregnancy test. Make it
Yeah.
make sense.
She was literally setting it up for all of us to be like, maybe Tisha went to the girls trip and did something. Like, we all know Tisha didn't do nothing. Cut it out.
Right. They want to make Tisha. Remember, they at first, before they even said Stormi was a face, they tried to say that Tisha was going to be the face. So is
Mm-hmm.
this what y'all trying to do? Y'all trying to put Tisha up there like, oh no, I got drama. I can be, you know, it's like, no, girl, no, you can't. We know exactly what you're doing and what was done, and that was not it. Like, do I feel like you're capable of it? Yes, because anyone is. Do I feel like you did? No.
Do you know who I think would be good on the show? It was a
Who?
complete random thought. Mariah Huck from Married to Medicine.
You know what? I could see it. I could see it. But
Because
see, because they need new casting. You know what? That would. Oh,
yep, she will shake things up. She's funny. I think her and Melody will bounce off each other very, very well. I think that she will bring that funny, lightheartedness to the show. I think also she would be one person that can read the other girls. I think they're too comfortable. The Scots need someone to come in and shake things up. And I think the person that will do that is Mariah Huck. So, Carlos, if you're listening to this, get her on the show.
right. Or Mel, because Mel's part of the producer. So listen, somebody. But I feel like, I think that's what they tried to do with Tiffany, but Tiffany was way messy, and then she didn't want to stand in her own shit. So, but yeah, if they could get other couples, I'd say two other couples.
They need someone who has star presence. So the
Yeah,
reason why Melody is the star of the show, yes, shout out to Melody. Everyone knows I love Mel. But one of the reasons why I think Mel is the star of the show is because she is a star, right? She has really good star presence and star qualities.
absolutely.
I feel like the others do not have. And I think that's why it feels like Mel and the rest in terms of as a show, right? And so I feel like they need more
It's
people.
Mel and them. That's the new name of the show, Mel and them.
Exactly, right? That's exactly what it feels like, right? And I feel like that's why they need someone else, right, who is in a solid relationship or in a relationship that can give a little bit more storyline about their family life, but also who has enough star presence to bring that to the show. Because I think for now, these are people who don't really have star quality or star presence, in my opinion. I feel like they seem like they're out of their depth. And we would have thought that
I second that opinion.
seasons are like, it's been how many seasons now? 6 seasons. You would think that they would have gotten to a point where they're comfortable enough and you can see growth, but it feels like we haven't seen growth in these particular cast members. Marsau is the only one that sort of kind of understands the assignment. We love to hate him, but he generally understands the assignment, right? But I feel like as a unit, the storyline is poor and they don't bring enough of a star presence to the show. So yeah, you guys better go pay Mariah. Or
Yeah,
find some.
I definitely agree with that. But yeah, if not her, find at least two more couples that can actually come in and actually honestly, bring the black excellence that you guys said was supposed to be the show. Bring that to the show. Take off the ones who are not capable of showing that and who have not shown that. Like, this is just like a regular business. If you are not performing and doing your job, then hey, you are going to get fired. And that's what it should be. Like, hey, if you guys haven't really showed enough, let's go ahead. Pull you off. Put in
100%.
two more.
And I think one of the reasons I feel like Married to Medicine works is because there is a lot of different personalities. Like Scott, Tisha, and Kimmi are very similar. I know most people don't think they are, but in the way in which they defend their men, gaslight the audience, manipulate, they are very similar. The
Yep.
difference is Kimmi knows how to be long-winded and sound articulate while saying some BS. They are very similar though. And so I think that's why we're not really getting, like, if for instance Melody wasn't at the dinner, right? What would we have gotten? Would anyone have said, oh, maybe that's how he feels deep down? Would anyone have said? No one would have said
I
anything.
feel like Nell might have said it, but no, not really. Because, I see, like, Nell is strong, but I see that how, like, whenever things do get said to her, she does kind of, like, back away from it sometimes and
Yeah.
doesn't really, like, push it, which I understand. But if you're standing on something and you truly believe in it, like, and you have proof of something or the facts about it, like, you stand on the truth. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't back down from it. And I feel like, with them being so manipulative, like the Scotts and Martell, that they need a strong presence like Mel or, like you said, Mariah, who's not going to take no stuff, pardon me. And she's, that's actually going to allow, like I said, bring the black excellence. We need people who are actually going to be able to stand up and represent strong black men, strong black women, and who can actually be in a relationship, a marriage, whether they're courting. Like, we need to be able to see that. We're not seeing that with them. So why are we steady having to be forced to continue to watch these fake storylines from them?
100%. It's like we can't continue to live through these forced storylines. But yeah. Okay, let's see. Oh, so this scene right here. Melody came in like the boss that she is, and Tisha used the opportunity to remind her or say that she looked like Martell. What did you think?
That was shade. That was just, Tisha trying to throw some shade. Like, that was just her way of, I guess, being relevant or just having something to say. I don't know. But why say it? Oh, he had on shades too. So what? Just because a person has on shades, they look alike? Okay.
I know.
Girl.
It's such a reach. It's such a reach. It's like
Yeah.
serious. Oh, you both have shades on. So someone can't wear shades anymore. If not, they'll look like Martell Holt. Seriously. But yeah, nah.
Yeah, so if they said that about her, she put on some shades, like, girl, come on. Oh my God, you got on shades. You look like Martell. Like, that doesn't make sense.
It's like how did you arrive at that? Like, seriously. But what was funny was like Mel was just out here like, I'm gonna do my content if I do nothing else. She was making her videos. She brought her phone out. I was like, the whole scene, it was just like she had her phone with her the whole time. I was just like, I just think Mel doesn't really see it for these ladies, well, except now, but you know what I mean? Because I'm being honest. If I'm out here, don't get me wrong. When I go out, I make videos, and I make videos like vlog and stuff like that. But like, there comes a time where you put it down to speak to your friends if they're really your friends. But if not, you're just like, please, they're not telling me anything. I'm gonna keep I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
She was not bothered with it.
Yep.
She was not trying to be bothered. And it's so crazy because I remember when she posted on her story this, where she was in the water and she was jumping out the water and just having a good ass time. Like, good time. Like, she would listen. I thought that she was somewhere else or like, away from people. And then seeing this episode, I was like, oh, she was doing that right there. Like, listen, y'all go ahead talk. I'm gonna be over here. Be over here posting.
I am here to have fun and make my content while you guys sit down and put your feet in the water. It's like, no, I'm here to
You see, she was like, listen, I do this. Because when Tisha said something about her looking like Martell wearing those glasses, she was like, I've been wearing these every time I go to a pool, even in the country, out of the country. I was like, listen, throw that shade back. Throw it back. They don't know about being out of the country at the pool.
Tisha is still begging to be taken to Africa, honey. It does not know anything.
The shade. The closest she gets is Vegas while he's going to Africa and Colombia.
Oof, my goodness. That would suck. Like, she really needs to speak up for herself. If that's truly what is happening in her life, like, she really needs to speak up, man. But yeah, so I have seen a lot of chatter in the comment section about Mel saying that this man, little buddy, did not make her orgasm.
Yeah, and it was so crazy because Tisha was like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Listen, girl, not everybody's simple like you. And it is very, very, it's very possible that you can be with someone and never have an orgasm. Some men know how to do it, and some men don't. Now, people are like, well, it's up to us women to be able to, show them and teach them. Some are unteachable. Okay.
100%.
But one thing is, I'm going to tell you, one thing is about me, like, I'm going to get mine just because, like, sometimes you have to know how to mentally prepare yourself to be able to do it. Like, but sometimes it's just not possible. Yeah. And then you get with someone that does do it and you realize what it feels like. You're like, oh, this is what I've been missing. I didn't even know. Because see, to have kids, we don't have to have an orgasm. The man does. So we can still get pregnant without having an orgasm.
Yep.
So I don't, and sometimes I wonder if Tisha even understands or even knows. She might not know.
Exactly. She might think she's had an orgasm and maybe she hasn't. But the thing is, if you have a selfish lover, there's nothing you can really do. Like, you can try your best, and if he's really not listening, then what are you really going to do? Right? And I have a friend who has been, or who told me that she was in a relationship, I think for 4 years or something, and she never had an orgasm. And I was like, wow, 4 years? And things were serious, like, they wanted to propose to her and stuff. And so if things had proceeded to that and she had accepted, she would have probably been together with this man for years and not had an orgasm. So it is possible. It is. It truly is. It is
very, very possible. That's why we talked about this on another panel, like, because Ready to Love, like, there was some issues or some sayings that one of the girls on there possibly had sex with one of the guys the first night. So it was the whole conversation, like, do you have sex early or do you wait and then find out that the sex isn't good and you wasted all this time waiting? You know what I'm saying? So it's like either or. Like, who wants to be in a relationship where the sex isn't good?
Right.
Like, you can love somebody and be in love with them, but if that's not good, you're gonna start wanting something else.
Yep. And the thing also is, for some people, like, so for instance, when I asked her, like, why did you stay in it? It was almost like the other things that he had, they got along well, all those things for her was enough for her to overlook the fact that the sex was terrible. And so I feel like there are women out there who would overlook that part and think, "Do you know what? He's a great provider. He takes care of the children. He does this, he does that. So let me just, put up and say nothing because at
Yeah.
least I have this, right?" And most people, let's be honest, most women, especially if you're married, will not want to leave their partners just because they didn't get an orgasm if everything else is right.
Oh, absolutely. And there are a lot of women and a lot of marriages that are like that. And it's not even just women, it's men too, because, men say that there's women that have bad sex too. So it's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
a lot of times, love is the factor. Like you said, if you're a good provider, you're a protector. Sorry, you're a provider, you're a protector. You're, you work hard. There's all the other factors that you're, checking off. Then of course, it's like, is sex more important than all of those things that are happening? Those
Mhm.
positive qualities that you bring, sex definitely isn't going to be the most important thing. And if it is, then yeah, you're seems kind of selfish of you to just work off that.
100%. And so I just think, like, to people who think, oh, it's not possible, it is absolutely possible. And yeah, I didn't like the way everyone was so quick to be like, oh, you lying, all of that, oh, this, all that. Like, I know because it's easy for them to think that way, especially because um they see Mattel as this like strong looking man, and so they just assume that, oh, sex with Mattel would probably be good. Well, maybe it's not. Who knows? Maybe it's not.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like it is. And then like Kimmy's sitting there, and it's so crazy because it's like, Kimmy, you told us that you fake it, so come on,
Ooh.
you know what it's like to not have one.
Good reminder. I almost forgot that part. Good reminder. Also, did you see that Melody reminded her that, for us, sex wasn't at the forefront of the relationship?
Right,
I was like, yes, Melody, yes. Oh,
right. Because come on now, you sitting there trying to throw daggers. Like, no, honey, make sure that you're not throwing them at something that's gonna ricochet and come right back to you, baby. Because yeah, how are you
mhm.
sitting there like, oh no, no, that's not right. How is that? Girl, stop. There are other qualities that are there because honestly, it doesn't seem like they're there for you. Because we know Maurice only wants sex. That's it.
Exactly. So, she was out there in the confessionals trying to explain to us, oh no, that's not, girl, we see what he wants. You guys have been saying it to us since the earlier seasons. We're not silly. We see each other. How about that?
Right. We see us see you. Okay.
Mhm. 100%. So let's talk about Kimmi. So Kimmi was talking about feeling that she wasn't protected by Maurice's interview with Carlos King. Um, you know what's interesting to me? I feel that Kimmi is out here telling the women how she didn't feel protected, but did you tell your husband? Every time it is
Oh
brought
yes,
in
that's
a
what I'm saying. Mm.
yeah, in a public setting, aside you talking to these girlies, you you never said that. You've always sort of you've dressed it under the rug, you brushed it under the rug, you've minimized it. I feel like this is the first time where we're actually seeing a little bit more emotion from her and a little bit more honesty about how she felt.
Yeah, because even when they went to therapy and they did that exercise, like, it still wasn't brought up. Because I was listening to everything they were saying, and I don't, maybe she said it, but I don't recall her saying, you made me feel alone, or, I felt unprotected. I didn't feel like at that moment you actually had my back. Like, it was more so how he made it seem like sex was the only thing that he wanted. And it's like, girl, the bigger picture is not just the fact that he only wants sex, it's the fact that he has no respect for you. And it's really seeming like he's only he has only wanted you for your body. He has only wanted you for, what you were doing. Because one, why did it take so long for him to propose? Y'all get married? Like, come on. I understand some people take longer than others. He was married before. Okay, we'll throw out all of those things. But I feel like there was more than that. I feel like he didn't really feel like he could wholeheartedly be with Kimmi.
Mm.
So he waited, and it was almost like a forced thing with him as well, because she had to put his name on the house before they got married or even engaged. Come on, girl. What? You put his name on your house because he didn't have no place to stay. You bought him cars. You have upgraded this man. So you are like his sugar mama.
Yeah, and it almost feels like she had to perform to actually have him to begin with, and then to keep him. And she's still performing. And it feels like she's performing at the expense of herself. Because how is it that you cannot communicate to your husband and expect empathy from your husband versus you having to communicate with your girlies about this same issue? I have not seen, now you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, that level of honesty, transparency, vulnerability of her saying, this is how this made me feel. She sort of like dressed it around in like a lot in a nice bow for us and for him.
Absolutely.
And I
And
think
that's what she's been doing. And that's why I said her and Tisha, and you said it too, her and Tisha are so similar because that's the same thing that Tisha does. She dresses up everything and tries to, deflect and push everything away. All the truths that'll come to her, she'll push them away, or she'll try to reroute it to make you think that it's something else. It's not what you're thinking, it's this. No, girl, we see what it is. Kimmi, we see what it is. Like, he's treating you like Marsau does Tisha. He's not really too much caring about your feelings. He's saying what's on his mind, what he feels deep down, like Mel said, and that's just that. Now you have to come back and do, try to do some damage control when he's not even really trying. You're losing yourself. She's truly losing herself in order to say that she's a wife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely very sad to see because from day one I've never really I never really saw it for her because I always used to think she was fake and all of that. But I feel like it's gotten worse for her. Her personality, it feels like it's just going down the drain. I feel like we're seeing the evolving of her, but not in a good way. And yeah, it's very, very sad to watch. It's very, very sad to watch. It's like one of those people that you hear ladies say, oh, they got married and they lost themselves. It's given she is losing herself at this moment. It's quite sad to watch.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're so right.
Yeah. Okay, so the guys sat to catch up about the pregnancy scare. Honestly, I can't even be bothered with this, but yeah, like let me know what did you think about this conversation?
I felt that again, like men will be men. And of course, I kind of understand where Marcel's at, where, like, hey, mm, your wife comes and says that she had to take a pregnancy test. You did get a vasectomy. And I feel like the reason why he got a vasectomy is because we know what he does allegedly, and he's not trying to have no flip ups.
Mm.
So He's like, listen, I did this for a reason. Like, how are you pregnant? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that is his first thought. It's not even the fact of, oh, she's feeling how she felt when she was pregnant before. And, because honestly, stress looks similar to that. You can physically get sick, gain weight, your hair can fall out, the headaches. Just there's so many similarities, and that stress, it probably has gotten to her.
Mm-hmm.
But Marcel not having empathy for her or even like really seeing her as a person, I don't feel like it could compute in his head like, hey, well, babe, you could possibly be stressed, or maybe do you still feel that way? You want to go to the doctor, like if you're not, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but as a man, of course, the first thing that's going to be is, oh, she's cheating. And why is that? Probably because he is, allegedly, and in my opinion.
Exactly. And, Chris was like the most sensible one out of all of them. He's like, well, she's not pregnant. She hasn't really given you a reason. So what's the problem? And I'm just like, that's exactly how we feel. Like, what is the problem? And guys, if you're still watching, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm so people can find us. And please make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, let's come back to this. But yeah, I just kept thinking like Chris is the only one with sense. And I'm not being funny, but who's meant to be listening to Martell? Martell is out here talking about, yeah, cheating is a possibility. Women cheat well. Like, shut up, sir. You're not helping
Right,
matters.
because he's still trying to push this narrative of Mel cheated and I got the proof. No, we all know that that's revenge, P. We
Mhm.
all know that. Listen here, go ahead and keep bringing that up because we thought that was, gone, but you still bringing it up even now. So, sir, you can get in trouble. Like, go ahead. Keep on trying to act like you know about, well, I mean, he does know about cheating because he's a cheater. And I feel like, honestly, I feel like that whole circle, even Chris, have like this little code where they've all went out and done their dirt. Chris has done his dirt, we know, because Nell has said yes. She's admitted yes, there was cheating in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? They worked through it. They're
Yeah.
still going strong. But you know that Martell, Maurice, and Marsau, you definitely know they have a bro code to where they do what they do and nothing gets said.
Yep.
That's the reason why they don't. That's the reason why they don't really like cut Martell off because Martell knows where he knows all the secrets. He knows where the bodies are buried. He knows everything. Like, hey, do not. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so he's definitely going to try to. But yeah, he don't. Who's going to take advice from him, sir? Please just play cards with your old wedding ring on and hush.
Yeah. I was just like, yeah, nah, like, yeah, you can't listen to anything Mattel says. Mattel is constantly trying to push the narrative that Mel cheated. We don't believe you. Whatever happened, happened after she left your ass. Now let's say that and move on.
Right.
Don't know why. Because the truth of the matter is you're very unhinged. Why would we believe that this woman would have cheated and you didn't say it then when she was clowning your A for not keeping your penis in the household?
Right. Right. And Mel even said, listen, only time she messed around was after she'd have moved out. Listen here, she moved out. Y'all was done. Because you was
Exactly.
continuing to cheat. So what do you think a woman's gonna do after you steady make her look like a fool? You think she gonna keep letting you do it? Some do, but I'm sorry, Mel's too strong.
Mm-hmm.
Her faith is too strong, and let me tell you, no, she has qualities about herself that he will never find in another woman.
Ever. Ever.
And no, I'm sorry, I don't see Mel even being the type of person to do. No, she got fed up. She moved out. Regardless of if she took you back later, she moved out. Y'all was separated. You do you, I'm gonna do me.
And you were clearly doing you.
Clearly, and you was doing you in the marriage. You wasn't doing you out, just while you was single. No, you was married. Y'all was, you know what I'm saying? You had kids and you still doing it. You bringing other kids in the situation because you don't even know how to control yourself. No, sir.
Yeah.
Whatever Mel does outside of you, after y'all divorced? Or even listen, even if y'all was going through the divorce and she was messing with somebody, so what? So what? Y'all was not together.
Mm-hmm.
So don't even try to make it like she was out here cheating and that was you.
Yep. And at least she didn't have a baby by another man. So even if she wasn't stupid enough to have a baby by another man, we can't say the same
Right.
thing. So it's like, cut it out.
But he will never get over the fact that he lost Mel because I feel like in his mind he really felt like she would never leave. He felt like it was gonna be Mel and Martell for life, really. And he was not banking on the fact that, oh damn, she's strong. Wait a second. She I mean, I feel like he knows that she didn't need him, but like the comments that he said, there wouldn't have been no Melody Holt without Martell Holt. The last name ain't nothing. That's why she gave that shit back to you. My bad. She gave that back to you. Take this back. I'm gonna get my name, and that's what it is. And he's like, well, what was Rogers? Well, who's Rogers? It's her because clearly she was doing stuff before she married you, because she's the one that put you on.
Hmm. I feel like he
So
has a high sense of importance where he feels like he made her. I'm like, hun, if you made her, make another one.
right,
Ugh,
so right,
make
right. But
no. We've not seen you achieve anything since she left your ass.
make yourself. You can't even do that. Make something of you. Like who
Mhm.
are no. Yeah, out of those four, Chris is definitely the most sensible. Of course, he's the most mature and he's, older. But the three right there, those are lost cause. The three bobbleheads, all of them just ball head milk duds. Just
Mm-mm.
all of them. They need to go to sex therapy. I feel like Maurice needs to go to sex therapy, and Marsau, they need to do couples therapy, and Martell, he just needs to go to Cheaters Anonymous.
Oh, almost like through my laptop. Yeah, no, he definitely needs to go there. And he needs to be an in-house facility so he can lock his ass up.
Oh yeah, like 180 days.
Like you need to be there for like a good amount of time. Like they need to get it out of your system. I don't know how, but they need to get something out of your system. I think I saw a digital exclusive clip about how he hasn't cheated for years. What are you talking about? You are single. And also, I remember Arionne was on the internet talking about you pretty much at Sheree's house after you smashed her the night before, whatever she said. So, Arionne,
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, yeah, you're single, but yet you're talking to several women because remember you was talking to Boom Boom Belinda, then you was talking to Sheree. We always know you've been talking to Arionne. So you were just come on. Okay, so you're not cheating, you're just playing everybody. Like you're just out here casually having sex. Is that what it is? Because
equal.
that's nasty.
He's like, you get one, you get one, you get one. That's literally what he's doing with the penis. Mm-mm.
Oh my god.
I'm not here for it at all. Mm-mm. But yeah. Okay, let's see. This
Listen,
is
I'm gonna say this real quick. She looked like she was pregnant in this outfit. Never mind.
yeah, I feel like this outfit. I was thinking maybe she was like on her period or coming on, because you know how sometimes you be coming on or something, and then you have that extra
Yeah,
bloatedness.
you get bloated.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I was looking like, girl, didn't you just go get a BBL? Because it's definitely, you
yeah.
know, looking like you need to go back or get a refund.
I think, yeah, I think, yeah. I feel like I don't know if you guys have had a BBL, let us know in the comment section. Is it something where you need like a refill? Like, is it something where if you're not working out or eating healthy, like you can lose it so quickly? I'm just curious because like if she really got a BBL done, then why is she like why does it seem like she's still carrying a lot of weight in certain places? Like, okay, the booty is looking bootylicious, I will say that. But like I thought
Right.
was like moving the fat from the belly to the butt. Just like, but the belly still got a little bit of, you know, a little bit of.
Right. That's what because like when she was in the hallway talking to Maurice, I was like, she looks a little round right there on that side. But yeah. But let's talk about this whole scene right here where
Mhm.
Marsau is continuing to tell her that he does not trust her and it just didn't make sense for her to take a pregnancy test. And why would she even think that? And she's steady trying to explain to him that she felt sick, and the last time she felt sick like that was when she was pregnant. So she thought to take a pregnancy test. She's not. Now, listen, this is no shade, but I really believe that in her brain, she could not think that, oh, well, my husband had a vasectomy. Even though she's got all them degrees, it's just for looks. Um, I don't think it really computed in her brain, like, oh my God, my husband had a vasectomy and, he can't have kids. So, as I say, so how could I be pregnant? So I
Yeah.
feel like if this was true, quotations, if big if this was true, I feel like maybe she might have thought like, I am pregnant. I think it's possible that she could have thought that.
Yeah.
But it's just so crazy how, in this instance, like I said, you see how much he does not trust her, and how much even given this storyline, it's still a bad look. Because as much as she has stood by you and rode by you after all the accusations that have come her way, and she has, stood up for you no matter what, and the first thing you do is let her know that you don't trust her and you would leave her if that was to happen. Like, damn, you
Yeah.
can't take what you're dishing.
Mm-mm. I was just like, yeah, like that would be a slap in if it's really legitimately true and an actual, like the reality, right? Like that's a slap in her face. Like she's seen your back on the internet, allegedly, right? And she still was fighting and saying, I never see my husband cheat. My husband has never cheated. All of these things. She was riding for you. You made her look stupid when she.
Girl, what about the phone or the picture of the booty that was in his phone that she did see?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, she still wrote for you then and said that you ain't ever cheated on her, even though she's seen things. That's what I'm saying. Like, she has seen things, heard things for so long, 5 years. Like he even said it, 5 years, and never questioned it. Just, I mean, no, he's never cheated. But the first chance you get, just like always, you throw her under the bus.
Yep. Yeah. Honestly, I understand Tisha being upset. Like, no, that's not to say I don't understand him thinking, oh, I had a vasectomy. It's okay for you to think it. It's a thought, right? But for you to be coming out, you should then think, okay, I trust my wife, right? It shouldn't be, oh, okay, the first my first reaction and my first instinct, and I'm going to continue to hammer about it or hammer on about it, is that potentially maybe she stepped out. She's never really given you a reason to believe that she stepped out. You haven't said anything. And that's why the whole story just seemed very contrived. It just feels like they
Absolutely.
sat together and they're like, how can we get the Love and Marriage Huntsville audience to you know to let's give them a different storyline this season. Let's do that. Like that's what it's coming up as, and it also seems like Maurice and them lot are also in on it because why do they keep beating it up and bringing that? It shouldn't have been something that is this much of a storyline. Like, okay, you took a
Right.
test, you ain't pregnant. Okay, we move. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not it's not the end of the world, right? But it just feels like they're forcing this as a storyline. Next episode, please. I do not want to see anything about this pregnancy thing. I might just be like, you guys, I'm not watching it. Because what the heck? Like, I really
Right.
hope.
Like just and this is we're getting towards the end, guys. Like, come on. At least I hope so, because I thought this was season 7. Y'all still talking about season 6. Listen, anyways, we should be getting to the end. Y'all wait until the end to bring some stuff up like this. Why? Because the first part, you guys really had no traction. You had nothing to give, just like you did the beginning of this one. You had you have nothing. So now you're wanting to force this down our throats and make us believe that, oh, Tisha, you really thought you were pregnant, and Marsau, we know you don't trust her. So that's believable. Like, I believe that if she really did feel that she was pregnant, and let's say she was pregnant, oh, he would definitely leave her.
Yep. He literally told her. He literally told her that. I'm like, I don't know what else you need to hear from this man before you think, okay, maybe I need to start planning my exit. I don't know what more you need to
Yeah,
hear.
that's what I'm saying. This is going to be the storyline, not only just the pregnancy, but now we're going to move on to, oh my God, he doesn't trust her. Now they have trust issues. Now this is going to be the part of their marriage where, at some point, it's going to be where Tisha says, I don't know if I want to do this anymore,
And he says,
pretending as though she doesn't want to be in her marriage anymore.
and
I'm just waiting for that to happen.
pissed. Something about we need some counseling, and then they'll organize for them to have some counseling, and then they'll probably very soon also cook up a separation storyline. Like, cut it out. If that's your plan, you better cut it out now. Because like we don't
Right. And we're calling you out right now. We see it. We see through the facade. Like, stop the fakeness. We understand that you guys have nothing to give and you guys want to try to force this down our throats. No. For the real ones who know, we see it. We see you. And like you said, cut it out. Stop right now. We don't want to hear it.
And the thing also is like marriage is a very sacred thing, and you shouldn't be playing with your marriage like this. If this is truly not happening, then you really shouldn't be playing with your marriage like this, because it will shock you when it becomes your reality if you keep playing with that.
Right. Exactly. You are going to be very, very shocked once you realize, like, oh, damn, this is, you know, this has really cost me my marriage.
Hmm.
We really have been pushed further and further away because you guys are doing this for the wrong reason. You're cooking up storylines about your marriage now after everyone's talked about them, about like you said, everybody's talked about your marriage and tried to, everybody's let you know what they've heard to try to help you out. But you've defended this man. Now he's letting you know that he does not defend you. But y'all are cooking up this story, possibly ruining your marriage just for views, just for likes, just for clicks. Like,
Hmm.
how is this? How can y'all really truly say that this is, a marriage that's sacred to y'all when, one, you can tell that this is a one sided marriage? And then two, y'all are really willing to sell your souls just for some dollars or views? Okay.
I don't think the check is
And you're
that
right,
good.
AA. Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Facts.
And I don't think the check is that good, because why is Kiki asking Anthony Loftus for $100? I'm just curious.
You know what? I ain't gonna get into that.
I'm
Um,
like,
listen, possibly. I mean, if you are a story and you have the I guess the clout, if people want to come do interviews with you, you might start charging, right? I mean, it's it's better than the what was it, 300 or 3,000 or whatever that Martell wanted Queen Sheba to pay.
wait. Was she saying that the $100 was because she was called to speak?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I was going
That's
to.
I'm that's what I'm wondering. Like, what was that for? Was that for?
I was going to be like, is that all you were worth? Because
That's what I'm wondering. Like, what is this for?
because I remember seeing a live of her saying she needed the money, so she asked him, and he knows what the money is for, and she does too. I'm like, then say it if you want to say it. Like, I don't understand why you want to be speaking in riddles when it comes to.
Right. Don't go live if you're not gonna say everything and then act like I got facts, I got receipts. No, well, say the whole thing then if you have the facts and receipts so that we know. Stop playing. Yeah, like you said, it's not a riddle. Stop it. Like,
Mhm.
who wants to continue to have to think about and figure out word puzzles so that we can figure out what the hell you're talking about? That is not. That's not the point of you going live and presenting receipts for something. That's not how you do it.
100%. It's like you either come with the receipts or shut up. And this is what people, I feel like sometimes people don't understand. Like, if you're not going to come out and give us receipts, then shut up.
Right. Stop saying you have them. Oh, I have them, and don't make me listen. If they didn't made you get on live and actually speak already, you might as well come up with some receipts.
100%.
Like, I don't know. And honestly, that's how I feel like when it comes to the Scots. You guys keep saying what y'all are doing, what y'all have. Come with the receipts.
Mm-hmm.
Come with the facts. Show us the real you. Like, if this is the real you, to where, I mean, like I said, when it comes to Marsau, yeah, I feel like Marsau is definitely untrustworthy. Plus, he does not trust Tisha just because he doesn't trust himself. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he does look at her below what he wants. That's why he has so much love, care, and concern for Mel, because Mel is really his ideal woman. That's who he would truly love to be with, but he knows that he never could.
Yep.
That's why he gives her so much, respect. And, whenever she says something, he agrees with her. And it's
Mm,
just like, you won't even do that with your wife. You've
yep.
apologized to Mel several times. I've not once heard you apologize to your wife.
Right. And that is very, very telling. And well, the other thing I thought was interesting was like Martell was saying to Marsau that, oh yeah, Tisha looks good. I'm like, the way he was saying it was so comfortable talking about this man's wife like that. And I was even thinking like, okay, maybe a little bit of a reaction from Marsau, but Marsau basically just looks like, does she? I was like, what? Yeah, nah.
Right. Yeah. Mm-mm. Too much. I just don't. Mm-mm.
Too,
No.
too much.
Yes, but look at this. So this is where I said she looked, a little, like, hey, if she was pregnant, it's possible. Maurice in this cowboy hat looking half crazy. But did you see how Marsau came out that room and cut
Mhm,
him off from talking to Tisha and try to stop the conversation?
mhm.
That was crazy.
It
What did
was
you think about that?
I was like, what is this aggression for? Like, what's that? Like, why can't I feel like deep down, Marsau knows that Maurice will stick off for Tisha. Because if you notice, every time Maurice literally stands up for Tisha, they have this weird dynamic. Maurice stands up for Tisha, Marsau stands up for Kimmi. It's the
Yes,
weirdest
that's
thing.
true. You know what? That's true. I never even looked at it like that, but that is, yeah. That
Like, I just noticed that all the time. It's like a reoccurring thing.
you can. It's like they can stand up for every other woman but their woman.
Yeah, it's like you can see other people's perspectives, but your wives. Like seriously. Oh my goodness. But yeah.
That is crazy telling. That really says a lot. Like, what
Yeah.
does that say about you? Like, as a person who is supposed to be the person that I'm with. Like, if you can see that, I can actually see that you're taking up for all these other people except for me. Yeah, that's definitely gonna make me feel some way.
Mm-hmm. It's
That
like
that's crazy. Mm-mm.
yeah, nah. Honestly, there was nothing else that stood out to me about this interaction. I just feel like Maurice is very dry to me, so like I can't really say that anything really stood out to me. And what did you think about Martell bringing in a woman to the house? Do you think that that was okay? Do you think he's a single man, he can do what he wants, or do you think that's hella wrong?
No, I don't think that it was okay. And the reason why I don't think that it was okay is because you were invited to this trip.
Hmm.
This wasn't a trip that was um you paid for, a trip that you are hosting where you can just have anybody that you want. This is something you were invited to. So for you to invite someone else inside there, regardless, it has nothing to do with male at all. It's just a simple fact that no, you are a guest. You don't bring another guest if you didn't ask previously, don't do it. No, that was foul. I didn't like that.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm one of those people where like if I'm going anywhere and I'm bringing a plus one, I let the host know beforehand. I ask for permission. And if someone did that to me, I would not appreciate it. It's the same way, like, it doesn't even matter if it's not even like, everyone else will be asleep. I don't care. If you're bringing anyone into my space and I'm the host, then it is common decency to have a conversation with me, to, even if you're not going to get permission, at least give me a heads up. So yeah, I didn't like that. Yes, I know he's a single man, he can do whatever he wants, but let him do whatever he wants on his own time, in his own time. Yeah, not on someone else's dime. But yeah, I agree with that. Okay, this scene. This is what I mean about a lot happened in this episode. Like a whole lot happened in this episode. But it was also like it was a weird thing because it was like, okay, it felt like a continuation of things we already know, but it was just like it kept dragging on and on and on. Anyways, Kimmi and Tisha had a catch up about the dinner and the whole pregnancy scandal thing. What did you think?
I feel like it was just a drag on. Just a drag on.
Yeah, they could have just cut that scene out. We didn't need to see it. They could have left that one in the in the draft. I did not need to see this. And I actually felt a little bad for Kimmi. Like people were saying, I think I saw some comments about like, oh, Kimmy's face and Kimmi. This woman is 50, in her 50s, for goodness sake. I don't know what you guys are expecting her to look like. And she's also been through cancer. So like I think people need to just chill a little bit on that facial appearance thing and talking about her looks. Um yeah. And honestly, Kimmi is male identified. Am I surprised that she kept talking about, yeah, but he has a vasectomy, but she knows that. That doesn't mean that she's not going to do a pregnancy test if she's having pregnancy symptoms. Like, I just don't understand that.
Like we have to understand who Tisha is. Like Tisha, in her mind, possibly could have thought that. Like you got to think who Tisha is. We're not. I mean, I know people say that she's illiterate and all this other stuff. Matter of fact, Stormi called her that. But listen, it's possible that she does have something a little off. That maybe in her mind, that's just all she could think of. If that's a true story, like if this is a real storyline, then I, that's where I would think. It's like, hey, you got to see who Tisha is. She's not the brightest.
Mm-hmm. Definitely is not. But yeah, I think that's all.
But yeah, Kimmi just being, male identified is just, yeah. Oh my gosh, this picture. I'm done.
Yeah, I had to screenshot this. I couldn't help myself. Like, why are you smiling thinking about some other person's wife, your friend's wife? Like, you have a problem talking about she's looking good. He was like, you need to, Maso needs to keep her in the house. Better put her back in the house. Like, is she a dog? Like, what do you mean put her back in the
Almost a heck yes. Yeah, she's being her pet. Mm-hmm.
like what? I've never heard such madness before. Put her back in the house. I was like, Martell, your sleep is showing. Mm-mm.
Listen, and this is not the first time he has gushed over Tisha. It's like, what is wrong with you?
Oh
Like,
yeah, I remember the jeans. I think she was wearing this really tight
yeah,
jeans. It was like, ooh, Tisha, you're
yeah.
looking.
So I feel like just like okay, Marsau has something for Mel, Martell has something for Tisha,
The difference is Mel does not care.
right?
Mel does not care, and I don't think she ever did. And also, the only reason now that he's having it for Tisha is because Mel does not care about him. Because when it was Mel, it was like, oh, Mel, Mel, Mel. But now you're like, yeah, cut it out.
Yeah, Mel's not checking for him or Marsau, so
Mhm.
I don't. Neither one of them are on her radar, but Tisha's definitely on Martell's radar. Because look at that face thinking about her. Like, come on,
Yeah,
dude. As a
he's like
man, and that's your friend's wife, no, sir, I wouldn't trust you around her.
100%. Look at how he's fawning over her. Honestly, I don't think Maso will even mind. Maso does not care. He really doesn't. Like when Mato sat in his face or stood in his face and was talking about Tisha looking good, he didn't even look like he cared. I'm like, nah, no, that's a problem. He does not.
Yeah, he didn't care.
He did not care. So I don't even think he would care if Mattel and Tisha decide to have a little something on the side, as long as it doesn't get out. I don't think he would care. And as long as he can do whatever he wants to do, I don't think he would care. All of this is hypothetically, please.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's just nonsense. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's crazy. We can move on from Martell because he's just, I can't see how. Now, this was crazy, okay?
Mhm.
Because it it was crazy how it turned because one, now you should have never told Kimmi that she or told Kiki she could come.
Yep.
There was a reason why she wasn't invited in the first place, and it should have remained that way. And then you didn't talk to your husband about it because he's a part of this trip too and a part of, the hosting of it. And I feel like if you would have had a conversation with him about it, then he would have let you know, like, hey, don't invite her. That's not a good idea.
Mhm.
And not talking to him, and then you get mad because basically he's not siding with you. I felt like Nell was wrong.
Yeah.
Like, why would you get an attitude for something you did that is not going to fan out well?
Mm. Yeah. I
Sorry.
personally think production had something to do with it. I feel like production wanted Kiki there, and then Nell was the scapegoat. That's honestly what I think. Because I don't think, first of all, how would Kiki randomly call Nell and be like, "Oh, I want to come on your trip"? Like, it just didn't even make sense. It just seems very
You're
productive.
so right about that. Like, that doesn't make sense. And I was wondering too, I was like, wait a minute. How did Kiki even get
Nell,
mixed in to where Nell, if she had Nell's number, like, how did that even happen?
exactly. It's very much given. Production was like, Nell, we need you to bring her in. That is what is given. And then okay, of course they gave us a call so that they can have that on the show. But honestly, it seems very production driven. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I'm with that. Yeah. And
Yeah,
then they're going to see, and then that's why Nell was telling her that she had to leave.
yeah.
Like,
And also think about it. She came up with the coming to give an apology, but she came with, and we already saw the energy she was on. She wasn't on no apology thing. She was sent by production, in my opinion, to shake the table, shake it a little bit. They're having too
yeah,
much. Nothing much is happening. Shake the table.
Yep, that's exactly what I was just thinking. Yep, they brought her there for her to mess up some stuff, stir up some trouble, cause a commotion, make it where the trip's bad now. Everybody was regretting going. Everybody's threatening to leave, and she's, it's because Kiki was there, and the next, everybody's mad at Nell because Nell invited her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just trying to create a little bit of a story. So yeah, I was looking at that, I was thinking, but it made me also look at like Chris and Nell. I was like, oh, they're a good looking couple. It was nice to like see Nell in her nice work outfit. I'm not used to seeing her in like body hugging stuff like this. I'm like, all right, Nell with the body.
Right. That's why I was like, okay, snatched up, come through.
Like, okay, all right now. And now how many kids does Nell has? She looks good.
Yeah, listen, I, I need to know. Listen, I know that she probably got on the table at some point too. That's fine.
Yeah.
I need a natural way because I don't. First off, I don't like needle surgeries and all that other stuff. Only time I like it is if I'm getting a tattoo because I love my tattoos. Other than that, no, sir.
Have you
Um,
heard about have you heard, because I'm not, I'm very, yeah, when it comes to surgery, like cutting, all that kind of stuff, like nah. So but have you heard of like wood therapy, cavitation, um lemon bottle dissolving injections? There's like a lot of like different things now that aren't exactly um what's it called? They're not exactly surgical, but then they apparently work. So
yeah, I don't know. Lemon bottle injections does not sound appeasing to me.
I
Now,
know
like,
like needles, but the other ones like wood therapy, they just use like
yeah.
wood to like break down the fat, and then
Hmm.
and it's like I think it's like an ultrasound light or something. I don't know if it's an ultrasound light. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a doctor or whatever it is that they do. But like they basically use it. I think it produces heat or something, and then it basically burns the fat away. And then I think there's also fat freezing as well, which is just like so it's nothing as evasive as like the injections or anything. So they have like different things, I would say. But sometimes I feel like, because I think that's something, I don't know if you know someone called Jackie Aina. She's like an influencer, like a beauty influencer.
No.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen something on her in some way about her doing some sort of body treatment here and there. And that belly is on flat, sis. And she always says she doesn't really like working out or go to the gyms, but that belly is on. Ooh, that belly is flat. So yeah.
Listen, if it's now, like I just because like also certain health issues that I have, I can't do certain things. But listen, if I could get like the wood roller where it breaks down the fat and starts, you know what I'm saying, pushing in different places, I would try that. Like I think I would, yeah, I could definitely get with that because it's like a massage too. But
Yeah.
yeah, I can't go on under the knife and be letting them cut me up. Too many people have died, and
Yeah.
yeah, I don't need none of that. No, ma'am.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where you think about it, like imagine dying and then you get all the way to heaven and God is like, or maybe not heaven. Do you know what I mean? And God is like, what
Right.
did you do? Or like, thinking about like your family having to live with the fact that this is what you did. And,
Yeah.
feeling like you did this to yourself and you took you made the wrong choice that to removed you from, their lives essentially. And
Right.
these things just make me feel like, ooh, so people that do surgery, like shout out to you guys, man. You guys are like, you guys have like a lot of like strength and like bravery.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Because that's definitely tough, and whew, and then it's oh yeah, no sir. Like shout out to him, big ups, because I couldn't. I mean, I could probably be a surgeon, back in the day if I thought about it. I wanted to be an OBGYN, I did.
mm,
I ended up having kids early, so my life went a different direction, which is fine. Still made some good decisions. Uh, but yeah, no, I just don't want to be cut up like that. And then, also like you said, just the whole thought process of, something happening. You didn't leave a will, so nobody even, you didn't have all your T's crossed and I's dotted. Like, no, I'm okay. But no, definitely looks good for her age. They are a great looking couple. I love what they bring to the show. And it's crazy because see how Nell didn't talk to Chris. Chris actually, you know, told Nell what happened before they met up with anyone and actually had a conversation with her. And I feel like that was definitely something that she should have done with him so that, the whole Kiki situation didn't come. But of course, like, they had to stir the table. They had to shake it up. I mean, they had to stir the pot, shake the table, make a mess.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm waiting to see what happens with the next week, to see, well, Saturday, not even next week, but yeah, I'm waiting to see what happens so that, I want to see what Nell's going to say when it comes to having Kiki there and the whole Martell bringing someone into, the house.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm waiting for that. Like I need to see what happens. I'm going to be on holiday from Saturday,
Ooh,
but I will see if I can still join in from Mexico and see what the time difference is if I'm not like out doing
yeah,
life stuff. But yeah, I'm going on holiday. Yeah.
nice. What part of Mexico?
Cancun.
Ooh, nice.
No,
Yeah, I'm actually not far from the border from Tijuana, so
oh, is it? Okay, maybe we can even do a meetup.
yeah, exactly. Listen, I am here for it.
Yes, girl, that would be nice. Okay, okay, fine, fine, fine. Definitely, let's set something up. That's exciting.
Absolutely. We can have some drinks, just have fun. Listen, because there's a lot to do. I live in San Diego, so I'm right here, like I said, by the border. So much to do. Just, yeah, it's a lot.
Okay, no, that's cool. Oh, good to know. Okay, we'll try and see if we can set up something. And maybe who knows,
Absolutely.
we can even do the live show from like hanging out or something, depending if
Absolutely.
oh, yeah, that would be lovely. Oh, Ucho would be so. Oh, Ucho's gonna miss us if we do meet up.
We're going to have to set up trips like this anyway. Like, we're going to start traveling and doing our lives on location.
Definitely. Now that would be fun, guys. That would be fun. But yeah. Okay. Oh, lovely. Fab. I'm actually so excited now because, like, it's for me, it's a lot of hours. Like, I'm coming from England, so it's like
Yeah,
far. I'm doing a stopover at LA. We're living.
nice.
I was like, oh, let's spend one night in LA. Why not? So okay, that should
Yeah,
be.
LA's an hour and a half away from me.
Oh wow, that
Mhm.
close.
Yeah,
Girl, okay, so we can even meet in LA then.
exactly.
Okay, all right, all right. Yeah, I will definitely hit you up with like you know, dates
Yeah,
and
you just let me know the dates and details, and definitely I'll set up something.
let's sort something out. Okay, fantastic. Now I'm excited, guys. Like before, I was thinking about the trip, but like because work has been a bit hectic this week, I haven't really been like excited. But I feel like now I kind of have something to look forward to. So yeah.
Yes, it's definitely exciting because this is going to be my last holiday before I start school.
Uh,
So, yeah, so trying to at least have some type of
yeah, put in the fun right now, basically. But
exactly.
okay. But yeah, to be honest, today's review, I actually like when I watched the thing, I was like, "Ugh, I'm not sure we're gonna have a lot to talk about, but I feel like we made it work. And thank you guys so much for listening, for engaging, and actually just staying with us through the review, really. Please give this video a thumbs up if you still haven't already. Please make sure you subscribe to A Queen's Tea with Gigi Nan. and please subscribe to Reviews and Recaps. And yeah, thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye.